Hello, Nengi, confirm you can hear me. Okay, it's entering as KCA. That link I did is showing as KCA on the. Showing all showing as well. No, my own is.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah, okay. See, obviously the link I created is showing my name, so you edit it to change to your name. Edit, you can change your name. You can change the name to your name. Those are no, it's for those that are clicking on the link directly. No, that link is for people to register. Hello, bro. Join us.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, you can change the link I sent you and showing my name as your name. So you go to that three.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm trying
You
to.
can change it. I think you can be able to change it. Talk now on me to say and talk. You will know the one that is your own. I think the one is that is muted is your own. Then you can add your picture. All right, no problem. I'll send you that link now. Are you see my face now? I'll rename. You can always change your name. Okay, you can do that also. Okay, if you want to send it, the link is already attached to your name. Don't worry, I know what to do.
I think it's proving abortive. I can't really
You can't change it. No, I will change it from my end. Just stay. I'll change it from my end. I've sent a link to you. What? My name is my name still showing there? Is my name still showing there? You're able to edit yours.
I can't.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've been able to change your own now. Check your own. Confirm if it has changed. Yes, it has changed. All right, let's check. Hmm? No, what I've done now, I've sent you a link that you can use. So if anybody that did not join can use that one. Join your phone
Okay.
with that one. Let's see.
I think that's changed now.
It has shown, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we can start the simulation now. I've not added my video. Video choose background. Okay. How did you choose your background, sir? Okay, add. Okay. Mine has changed for showing reverse. How is it like that? No, no, you can't change. You can only rotate it upside down. Mirror. Okay, there's a mirror my video down. Another one. Which one? You are out. Yes, after the scan, what is it? Yeah, something. I don't know. Then you would try to put as much as you go back to the former. People are supposed to register to join. They didn't register to join. They keep on looking for friends. Yes, I'm thinking. Well, you want to know. You know that. You try to work. You can try to work. So this one thing. Yeah. That that is customized. Very creative. That's the technology. Because what the first place is such is very believe that believe that's what I think. You think that before that you doing before. If you didn't start this, it's already very instant pattern. This one we work with the longer process. No work. This one is no work. Just the result is down. So if I try to register someone, you know what will take me directly if I register. This one I do that is the name. The name of the name. So I'm going to register. Mm. Hello, Jonas. Sorry, we're just trying to get some things sorted out before we start. Away. Over to launch book now is here. Hmm? From your end, Nengi, how am I looking? Hmm? Ah, TM has joined. Okay. Like this. All right. Okay, so I'm good. Hello, Ma. Good evening, Ma.
Hello, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ma.
I didn't expect the meeting room to be open. I was just testing because I'm
Oh,
using.
okay.
Well done. How's your weekend been?
Very well. Thank you, Ma. Very well. And how's yours, Ma?
Oh, fine. Busy as usual, but thank you.
That's great.
Well done.
We are actually planning on doing a test run through the process and the order of the event so that it will be seamless for us.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just handy.
So can we run down? I don't want you. Hello, Nengi. Hello, Nengi. I sent you the slides for all of the speakers. Please confirm you can hear me. I don't want you to get low. I'll change to this one. No. Maybe I gave you my own. Is there I gave you my own? No, will be cutting, be breaking. Okay, no problem. Oh yes, we just mute my. Okay, link is off. Look good. I think I like your background more. I'll change that. That one is,
DC, can you hear me?
And then you confirm you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hmm?
Can you hear me?
Confirm you can hear me.
I can hear you, DC. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Nengi, please confirm you can hear me.
DC, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I don't think I can hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear
But I
me?
can't hear you.
I don't know what's going on, but my mic is.
You can hear me.
I can hear you. Okay. Yes, I can hear you. DC, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I wonder why I can't hear you. I was hearing you. Yeah, confused. So say something.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
So Nengi, say something again if I can hear you.
Can you hear me now? I'm saying something. Can you hear?
Can you hear? No,
Can you
can
hear
you
me?
hear him?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
So, okay, so let me end and come in again. I think there's something wrong with my own system.
All right. No wahala.
You said you cannot hear me. How about now? How about now?
Me, I can hear you. I've always been hearing.
I can't hear you. So maybe we'll be using yours too.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
All right, Nengi, let's go. Let's go through. Oh. Nengi, I will chat you up immediately. Just check your chat on WhatsApp.
All right. All right.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, Nengi, please confirm you can hear me. I don't need to mute. Just unmute. Hello, Nengi, please confirm you can hear me. That transition. Well, there's not.
Hi, Nengi. Can you hear me?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Can everybody hear me? Hello?
Good evening. I can hear you.
Good evening, sir. How are we doing today?
We are cool.
Great to hear. I also hope every other person can hear me loud and clear.
I can hear you. Good evening.
Thank you very much. All right, it's 7 p.m. already, and we're taking a deep dive right into the event. My name is Samuel Nengi Jeremiah, and I am your host for today's event. I want to say a wonderful welcome to every single person that is on here. And just before we continue, say we have about 10, 11 persons now. Great. So we'll all briefly just introduce ourselves in a few seconds and let us know where we are logging in from. Can we do that briefly? Okay, so let me go again once again. My name is Samuel Nengi Jeremiah, and I am your host for today, and I am currently in Lagos State. Can we have Mr. Prince Hussein, please go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Prince Hussein. I am in Lagos at the moment, joining the call from Lagos, Nigeria.
Great.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Prince. All right, over to you,
You're
sir.
welcome.
Joshua Ubimi, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Hello, my name is Joshua Ogbimi. I'm joining from Lagos.
Great to have you with us today, sir. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. I'm seeing Liz. Liz, can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you're joining in from?
Hello, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Inya, and I'm joining from Lagos. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for joining. Seems we have more Lagos people here. All right. I can see Abigail here. Please briefly just introduce yourself and tell us where you're joining from.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Abigail. I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. All right. I'm seeing gifts. Please go ahead. Okay. Probably she's not in the position. I'm also seeing Ogochukwu.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Asra Ogochukwu, joining in from Lagos, Nigeria.
Good evening, Ogochukwu. Thank you for joining me. I'm seeing Wachuku Promise.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah, my name is Wachuku Promise. I'm joining from Lagos.
Thank you very much for joining. I'm seeing Sia. I'm so sorry. Pardon me if I didn't pronounce the name very well, but I'm seeing Sia Eze.
All right, thank you so much. You're actually correct. You got the pronunciation well. My name is Sia Eze, and I'm also joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sia, for joining us. Thank you. And I'm also seeing Edwin. Okay. Just in case Edwin is not in the position. Okay, Gift just dropped the chat. She said, I'm Gift from Lagos. Thank you, Gift, for joining. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed speakers and guests, for tuning into today's wonderful webinar and book launch. Just for the last time, my name is Samuel Nengi Jeremiah, and I am in Lagos. So I'll be a host for today, and we're going to be taking the next line of events, which is talking about the book. So now, the book is titled, like we all know, The High Impact Professional. The High Impact Professional. I'm personally excited about today because Mr. Gisie is actually a friend, and not just a friend. He's a childhood friend, so we go way back. So for me, this is very awesome. It's a very wonderful sight to behold today. So having said that, we take a very deep dive into this great and wonderful event. All right. So the book is actually titled The High Impact Professional. The High Impact Professional. And one of the things that really stood out for me in the book is strategies for outstanding work. Strategies for outstanding work. And the authors of this book are Mr. Gacy Luwe and I think his wonderful wife, or I know his wonderful wife, Ngozi Luwe. And this happens to be the first edition. When I was going through the book, I saw first edition, so I said, wow, I think this man has a lot more coming for us. And if the first edition is this part, I can only wonder what's coming. So this is a wonderful day, and I'm glad that everybody's here, and we're all tuned in live to hear so much about what our author has for us today. Now, so quickly, without wasting much of our time, we'll be going straight into the next line of action. All right, so quickly, let me introduce our speaker, Mr. Gacy Luwe. Mr. Gacy Luwe, CHRM, CPMP, SFC, is a human resource management professional with several years of experience in driving organizational transformation and growth for sustainable business performance through a winning people strategy. He maximizes every opportunity to give value and works with a strong drive for individual and organizational productivity. He has his first degree in mechanical engineering and a diploma in human resources. He is a certified performance management professional and has other certifications in human resource management, talent management, effective communication, strategic planning, Scrum fundamentals certification, and effective leadership with the John Maxwell team. He is a member of Forbes BLK and currently a senior human resource consultant with proficiency that spans HR strategy, HR strategy, performance management systems, organizational structure, organizational development, strategic recruitment, employee relations, and engagement. Through his leadership, he drives employee and organizational productivity, ensuring a strategic alignment between HR initiatives and business goals. Gacy is a thoughtful leader, actively involved in volunteer work. He contributes significantly, serving as the learning development specialist at Transcend with Dr. Edward Agbai, and Dr. Edward, coordinator of the Covenant Nation Isolo Human Resources Homogeneous Group, and serves as an advisor and technical support of the campaign for Dr. Edward Agbai's position for City Council Office, Saskatoon, Canada. He is also a volunteer trainer for the Lagos State Government Graduate Internship Placement Program. Thank you, Mr. Gacy. You have a wonderful portfolio. And also, let me quickly introduce the co-author. The co-author is a person of his wife, Ngozi Luwe, PHRI. She is the distinguished convener of Life with Now, NAL, and the faculty officer of the First City Monument Bank, FCMB Training Academy. With a career dedicated to improve professionals and empowering young adults, Ngozi excels in guiding them through their professional, spiritual, and personal journeys. Her expertise in training and employee development is highlighted by her certifications in Professional Human Resource International and Nigeria Industrial Training Fund, affirming her role as a certified trainer and mentor. Ngozi's academic background in English and literary studies from Delta State University complements her creative talents as a skilled pencil and charcoal artist. Her commitment to lifelong learning is further demonstrated by her participation in the McKinsey and Company Forward program, showcasing her dedication to personal and professional growth. In addition to her banking role, Ngozi is actively involved in volunteer work. She contributes significantly to Organizational Learning and Development, OLXD, served as the Assistant Coordinator for the Covenant Nation Isolo Career Launchpad, Homogeneous Group, and serves as a Fellowship Coordinator for ALX Africa, where she supports fellows who have successfully completed their certifications. She is also a volunteer trainer for the Lagos State Government Graduate Internship Placement Program, GIPP. Her volunteer roles reflect her passion for nurturing talent and fostering development in various capacities. As author and co-author, they have a very, very wonderful portfolio. And it's no wonder how they're able to put together this wonderful book. Without wasting much of our time, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of our time, I want to take a very brief moment to talk about the book. The book actually has 11 chapters and then 118 pages. The book talks about the high impact professional, and it shares practical steps and insights from the author's perspective. It also debunks some certain myths and preconceived notions that people have had in the workspace that may have hindered them from becoming, high impact professionals. And it is my pleasure to introduce the author of this book, in the person of Mr. Gacy Louay, to take the stage and tell us a little bit about his book, his inspiration, why he has written this book, and the goals he hopes this project is going to achieve. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I can see someone already using the emoji. If you all can use the emoji to, or mute our mics and just say, Mr. Gacy, congratulations for the job, and then the stage is yours. Mr. Gacy, congratulations, the stage is yours. Thank you very much. Hello, can everybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback. Mr. Gacy, please confirm that you can hear me.
You're muted. We can't hear you. You're muted, Mr. Gacy.
Hello, please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now, loud and clear.
All right, so I'm super duper excited to be here, and I thank you all for being here with me to do this book launch. I am very, very grateful. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much. So this book was it's an inspiration from the current trends of our world today, where we see employees wanting to jump from job to job and they don't have a depth of work within them. So it came out from that perspective. And as an HR professional, I see employees and professionals struggle with their job, and a lot of them do not give in so much attention to details in their job and their profession. So I decided to write this book to share my knowledge on some research that I've made and from my personal experiences to help them become a better version of themselves, knowing that even as a career professional, you can make wealth, you can grow yourself, and you can achieve a well-balanced life. So I'm going to speak briefly about some I'm just going to take the introduction of the book, and we'll get right to our speakers so I don't take so much of your time. So chapter 1 of this book talks about breaking the myth. Now, what's this myth? The myth is that salary is the bribe your employer gives to you to forget about your dream. That is not actually true. And in this book, you find a lot of persons that prove that this is not true. Salary is not the bribe that your employer gives to you to forget your dream. It is actually a fuel to fuel your dreams. It's actually a push for your dream. No matter what kind of job you are doing, you can always align your dream to suit your job. If you are in a job that does not align with your dream, it is up to you. It is up to you to make that decision, to make a switch. It's up to you to upskill yourself and make a switch to a job that aligns with your dream. So that's what chapter 1 is talking about. If you read the book, get the book and read it, you will understand much more in details. Chapter 2 talks about the entrepreneurial mindset. Now, the entrepreneurial mindset, we know who entrepreneurs is. Entrepreneurs are people who take ownership of their job. They take ownership of their business. Entrepreneurs, they take ownership of their business. So we are looking at entrepreneurs inside an organizations who are intrapreneurs. So having an entrepreneurial mindset is focused on you taking ownership of your work, ownership of your job, ownership of your organization. You don't see your work, you don't see your organization as another person's business or someone else's business. You give the value you need to give. You give yourself into the job and make sure that you become so much valuable that at the point where you decide to leave that organization, it becomes difficult to allow the organization let you go. So having an entrepreneurial mindset also means you have to take risks. You have to be innovative. When you get this book and read it, you will understand much more in details what this book is talking about in this chapter 2. Chapter 2 talks about mastering corporate communication. All of these things I'm talking about, they are deep things. When you take your time to read the book, you will understand much more in details. Corporate communication is very, very important. The way you communicate with your boss, the way you communicate with your colleagues, the way you communicate with your subordinates shows your experience, shows your professionalism, shows the value you can offer that organization. And it goes a long way to show your leadership skills. It goes a long way to influence the people who are around you, to influence the people who are working with you, to influence your bosses, to influence your supervisors, to influence people to listen to you. It shows a lot about your leadership qualities. So it is very important to know how to communicate in your workspace. There are terms that needs to be used. There are terms that needs to be used. I found myself in a situation whereby I brought up a suggestion in a corporate environment, but that idea did not move because I was unable to communicate it with the right language, and in the right time, so that the value of that idea would be seen. It took me over some period of time to be able to understand this, and I was able to communicate it the right way. And when I communicated it with the right language at the right time to the right person, I was able to be heard, seen, and the idea was accepted and implemented. And it brought about a lot of progress for the organization. So chapter 4 is talking about the pillars of productivity. Now, there are 3 major things that form the pillar of productivity: your time, your focus, and your energy. If you know how to maximize these 3 things, I bet you will do so well in your organization. You will do so well in your personal life. These 3 things, they form the pillars of your productivity. When you know how to manage your time, you know how to eliminate every form of distraction and stay focused on a job. Sometimes people put on their CVs, I can multitask. Multitasking is not very good, and you will understand more about it when you buy this book and read it. You understand why you don't multitask. Instead, you prioritize and you conceptualize. There are 2 different things: prioritization and conceptualization. When you read this book on the chapter 3, you get to understand these things deeply. Chapter 5 talks about driving performance improvement. Now, you do not want to be in a place of stagnation. You have to always move forward. You have to always move forward in your area of expertise. You always have to improve yourself. Reading chapter 5 will give you ways you can improve yourself and increase your performance. Chapter 6 talks about intentional routines. There's something about intentional routines. In this book, you will see some scientific provision for the impact of routines. You will understand it when you get and read this book. Chapter 6 is very important to understand how routines can impact your personal life and impact your job and make you become more productive as an employee, as even a business owner. You understand what routines can do for you. Chapter 7 talks about emotional intelligence. This is one thing so many persons lack. But from here, I would give it to my co-author, my wife, to go ahead and talk about this. Thank you very much. It's nice having you all here. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to today's book launch. I'm super excited to be here. extremely excited, and I'm really grateful to everyone that has taken out time to be here today. Thank you so much, Mr. Louis, for giving me this opportunity to actually co-author this book with you. I am super grateful. So I'll say it's really an honor to be here today for the virtual launch of the High Impact Professional. The book is actually deeply personal to me because it captures not only what I have learned over the years, but also what I have lived through. So I think I remember several years ago when I was tasked with organizing trainings at my workplace. I was juggling between multiple projects, coordinating with different departments, and also managing stakeholders, all while trying to actually maintain a balance in my personal life also. The demands were overwhelming, and I felt the pressure to, there was so much pressure on a daily basis. It was a pivotal moment in my career, and I knew that I needed to rise above the challenges, and I wasn't sure how. How do I actually navigate through these challenges? So in chapter 7 of the book, we spoke about emotional intelligence. The first thing I think I learned was how to manage my emotions in stressful situations. In chapter 7, we talked about emotional intelligence, understanding your emotional triggers, and also using techniques to stay composed, even when things get tough. Definitely things will get tough in your workspace. So you need to understand how your emotions work. What are the triggers for you to actually be able to for people to call you, okay, you are emotionally intelligent. I had to practice this thing every day. There were moments where frustrations got a better part of me, but over time, I think I realized that staying calm and collected wasn't just about me. It actually also set the tone for people around me. So when I was calm, I noticed that my team became more focused. It allowed us to work together more effectively, and also gave me the clarity I needed to make informed decision. All right, so the next chapter, which is chapter 8, is talking about managing up. At the same time, I think I learned the importance of managing up, something that we also discussed in chapter 8. One of the toughest challenges I think I faced was getting buy-in from my senior leadership for training programs that I was proposing to my organization. My boss had a different perspective. I had a different perspective. But then how do we come together to be able to make something out of this different perspective that we have? So instead of pushing back or feeling frustrated when my ideas were not accepted, I learned to understand that my boss' communication style, I learned to understand what our priorities, I learned to understand what were our expectations. It wasn't easy, but once I adapted, I developed a collaborative spirit. And that also helped me in managing up. So in chapter 9, we talked about leadership. In my journey, I think I discovered that leadership isn't confined to title. In chapter 9, we talked about leadership without a title. Leadership without a title. And this actually resonates deeply with me. At some point, I think I coordinated a massive knowledge sharing program in my organization. And I didn't have the formal authority over everyone involved. I wasn't the leader. I wasn't the team lead. But then I was responsible for driving results. I had to lead by example through trust, through competence, through connection. It was about influencing others, not wielding to power, but by earning respect and also building relationship. The experience actually taught me a lot, taught me the essence of true leadership. And it's about where you stand not about where you stand in the hierarchy, but about the impact that you actually make as an individual. And then in chapter 10, we talked about navigating office politics. A lot of us really shy away from this thing, but then it's real. These things actually happen. Of course, there's no professional journey that is complete without its fair share of office politics. I encountered different personalities, unspoken rules, and then there are situations where I had to navigate conflicts while keeping my integrity intact. Mind you, the word integrity intact. In chapter 10 of this particular book, we emphasize the importance of strategic relationships. Relationships that are built in trust and not relationships that are built on manipulative spirits or not built on manipulation. I remember a particular challenging moment where I had to balance maintaining visibility without falling into the trap of eye service. Yes, there's a difference between you being visible in your workspace and then you doing eye service. It was hard to find a line between being seen for my work and not being seen as showing off. This chapter actually addresses how to navigate these situations with professionalism and also authenticity, allowing you to rise above the noise without compromising your values. Mind you, I still will stress on integrity. And then in chapter 11, I think, which is the last chapter of this book, it's actually becoming a high impact professionals. All of these experiences, managing emotions, building trust, influencing without authority, and also navigating office dynamics all come together to actually shape who I am today. And what is this chapter talking about? It's talking about integrating these skills and becoming a high impact professional. I've seen the difference these strategies have actually made in my own career. And we have included in this book real life examples, case studies in these chapters to show you that this is not just a theory. It is actually a roadmap that you can follow as an individual, as a professional, to elevate your own journey. So as I speak here today, I would actually close by saying that I want to leave you with this. The High Impact Professional is more than just a book. Trust me, it is more than just a book. It's a guide to becoming the best version of yourself in the workplace, whether you're managing a team, you're navigating complex relationships, or you're simply trying to just strike a balance between your personal growth and your professional demands. So I'm encouraging each and every one of you that is here, spread to your family, spread to your colleagues, spread to your friends, that they need to get this book. The book offers practical insight that can truly transform who you are, your approach to your career, your relationship, and even to your future. So together, let's strive to be high impact professionals who not only succeed, but uplift those around us. Thank you very much. And let's have Nengi, over to you. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Kudos to the author and the co-author. So much nugget to take from what they've said. So much practical steps and explanations. And I'm sure everybody's taking notes and digesting so much. Thank you very much once again. Quickly, without wasting your time, we'll be moving over to our first speaker, in the person of Elizabeth Inya. Pardon me, please, if I didn't get the pronunciation very well. But permit me to introduce her briefly before she takes the stage. All right. So Elizabeth Inya, ACIPM, GPHR, is a seasoned business executive, talent management professional, board advisor, facilitator, mentor, and career coach. Her expertise spans over a decade in multiple sectors such as fintech, real estate, media, hospitality, IT telco, and consulting. She has served as senior management and consulting teams, championing HR transformation, process optimization, and change management projects for leading brands. Elizabeth holds a first degree in business administration from the University of Lagos, MBA from the prestigious Lagos Business School, and professional certifications such as Global Professional in Human Resources, GPHR, from the HR Certification Institute, USA, and the Chartered Institute of Personal Management, Nigeria. She has attended several management and leadership development courses locally and internationally, which have all contributed in refining her competencies in these fields. She is a board advisor of a health tech startup, the Covenant Nation Community Groups, faculty of several institutions, including Techidia Institute, a foremost online innovation management program offering many MBA degrees. The Covenant Nation Community Groups, a social enterprise committed to the development of capacity in corporate professionals, and Tumi, an online e-learning platform. She's passionate about corporate governance, cultural transformation, organizational effectiveness, and sustainable business performance through a winning people strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me make welcome the president of Elizabeth Inya, our first speaker for this webinar and book launch. Miss Elizabeth, please, the stage is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nengi. It's such a pleasure to be here. Can anybody hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
If you can hear me, oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Ngozi and Favour have finished work, like we say. So I'm wondering what I'm supposed to be talking about. Well done, and I am so proud of you, Favour. Well done, Ngozi. I'm sure when you were going to Delta State to ask for Ngozi's hand in marriage, I don't know if there was any co-author on your agenda. So, Brother Favour, you have to go back and top up because you have gotten absolutely more than what you requested for. So well done again, Ngozi and Fable. Okay, so I'm particularly delighted. Thank you to everyone that has joined the call already. I was here when we did the introductions, and I'm aware that maybe about 80% of our participants are joining from Lagos. So I would just be referencing, most of based on our demography. It would have been good to know how many people are maybe in their early careers, mid and senior. If you can, please help me. Just put it in the chat. I'm asking so that I can be intentional and I can give examples, that speak to your situation. So I'll just be cutting across board. So if you are in the early stage of your career, that's between 1 to 3 years, just let us know in the chat. If you are a mid-level career professional, let us know. And if you are a senior level, 7 years up, please indicate in the chat as well. So can I share my screen? Please let me know when my screen comes up. I'm sharing my screen now. Can anybody see my screen, please?
Yes, Ma, I can see your screen.
What do you see?
What are the qualities of a high impact professional?
Fantastic. Thank you. So that's where we'll be kicking off this evening. I understand I have 20 minutes, so I'll be looking forward to wrap before just 9 minutes before 8. Okay, so please quickly, if you have your phone with you, please go to menti.com. This is just to reemphasize, the thoughts that Favor and Ngozi shared, talking about the different chapters of the book. But it's good for us to start from somewhere, so that we are aligned when it comes to the definition of who we are even talking about in the first place. So please go to menti.com and you would see the code 629, use the code rather 62691141, and let us have your thoughts. So who do you think, is a high impact professional? Is it the person that is collecting, like we say in HR, plenty salary, right? Would that be the person that you consider to be a high impact professional? Menti has given us some thoughts. Menti thinks a high impact professional is a leader. A high impact professional is bold, creative. But let's hear your thoughts. So as you type in, it would show on my screen. So let me hear your thoughts on who you think a high impact professional is. 1 minute, it seems, let me see. Okay, 15 minutes. Okay, that's fine. So I will just run through. But please, let's have your thoughts so that while the screen is populating, we will just come back and do a recap. So I have a few slides here. I will just share so that we can go along. All right. So while we're populating that screen, has anybody heard of Alex Onya? Does that name ring a bell? If it does, please raise your hand very quickly. We're going to be having conversations this evening. I'm a disciple of co-learning, and co-learning is really about harnessing the learning in every participant, right? So rather than just coming and sharing my thoughts with you, I want to facilitate conversations this evening. So any thoughts? Let's see, yes or no in the chat. Do you know Alex Onya? Have you heard of Alex Onya before? Any ideas? First time hearing the name. Fantastic. Okay. CS, any other thoughts? Even if you don't remember, if the name rings a bell, just indicates that, yes, the name sounds familiar before we go into his story. Yeah? Let's see. I can see. Let me see. It doesn't ring a bell. Fantastic. Okay, so I'll bail us out. I'll bail us out this evening. So Alex Onya is an entrepreneur. At about 2016, thereabouts, he ran a thriving Facebook page. And what he was doing, basically, these days, in fact, at that time, monetizing, Facebook had not started monetization, right? So he was just random. He loved to collect pictures of beautiful babies. So, and every day he'll be posting them. And you know how we do now, oh, my ovaries, women, and all of that. So lovely baby pictures, and he used to post. And at that time, his followership was 8.7 million. That was in 2016, right? And he had such a unique demography that 5.5 million of that followership were American mothers. So he had an international audience, so to speak. He was earning $14,000 from Google AdSense monthly. Did I hear someone say yay? Right. That was what Alex was earning at that time. 14K USD from Google AdSense. That was his monthly earning. And good enough for him. He invested 90% of his earnings in another business. So he was earning from his Facebook page, but was also building, he's in EduTech, right? So he was also building his business from that, and he wasn't, doing big boy all over the streets of Lagos, right? So sometime in 2016, yeah, after he had grown his followership. Johnson's, I don't know how many of us know Johnson. Johnson is an international baby brand. Johnson and Johnson's. They proposed to buy his page at $24 million. Yes, read my lips. 24, not 24K, $24 million. And this was somewhere around 2016 into 2017. He refused to sell at the time because he thought that, okay, his followership is 8.7 million now. He's planned based on his strategy and all, he planned to grow his followership to 100 million. And then he thought that the page would be worth more, right? So he didn't sell. Few months down the line, he got banned from Facebook. In 2017, less than 6 months, Facebook took down the page. Does that sound like the story of Solomon Grundy? Let me go back and let me see your faces. I wish I could see your faces so that let me stop sharing for a bit. Yeah. Did code catch somebody hearing about Alex's story? It does, right? So what lessons, right? And like I said, we'll be having conversations this evening. Kume said, what's that code? Real life, bro. Real life. Right. So what lessons can we learn from Mr. Onya's story? It's very real life story. It's not Nollywood though. Real life story. And when I listened to him, I was angry. So you even feel like, hey, guy, try, right? Somebody's giving you $24 million that would have changed your life and the life of everybody in your village. And you are still hoping for, the one that you cannot see. So I'll just take 3 thoughts very quickly. What can we learn from the story? Then secondly, how can we apply it as professionals? Remember, the subject of our conversation today is becoming a high impact professional. So what jumps at you? Kume, please go ahead. I hope it's Kume. I'm used to Kume.
Yes, he got it correctly.
Okay, correct. Please go ahead.
I think knowing what I know now, I think he should have just quit while he was ahead because he doesn't own the platform. He's just leveraging what existed. But I think if I was in his position in 2016 and I didn't have enough knowledge, I probably would have made the same mistake. And I'm being honest because at the rate he was growing, it was doing nothing wrong. But I think, well, looking back now, what happened then was it was around that time. I think it was in Europe it started when they started doing a lot of control on social media because of privacy. Yeah, because when you said babies, I'm like, he doesn't own these babies. They are pictures of people. And I think it was European countries that started cracking down on that. So I can see why that happened to him. But I see myself making the same mistake because if like it's a cash cow, I'd have made a lot more money from it. But the only reason I would not have made that mistake is because I'll be interested in other things and I'm like, okay, let me take this money and go and build something else. But if that was like the main source, I probably would have made the same mistake too. Like I can see why again I think the problem here for me was maybe he didn't have good people advising him because people who are farther ahead would have told him to just cash out and do something else. Because but what with what I knew then, I would have made the same mistake. It's just the truth.
Fantastic. Thank you. I can almost feel your pain for Alex, right? While you speak. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Any other hand up? Very quickly. Very quickly. Any other hand up?
My hand is up.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Prince.
My hand is
Please.
up.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
First time I'm hearing the name. First time I'm hearing his name, but I can totally relate with his story. I feel for him. And I just hope that the other business he was investing in is profitable. I pray so. But like the first speaker said, it's a mistake that can be made. It's a mistake that I have made. That's why I can totally relate with it. And my thoughts are this. Number one, he did not have an exit strategy. It's obvious from the way the business took off, and he didn't expect it to grow the way it grew. So it wasn't something that he thought through from the onset. It may not have started it like a startup. It may not have been intentional about it to be a business. It could have just started like, I like to post baby pictures. Then it grew. It became something that was bringing in money, revenue. And he managed what he could do. But because there was no exit strategy, when the opportunity came, he didn't see it like an opportunity. Wow. And then regulatory risk took over. Because there was no plan to mitigate such, it just fell. So the cat crumbled. It's something like every young person will go through as an entrepreneur. You make that first money mistake, you get up, dust yourself, and then you go even, try again. And the next time around, you're wiser.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts this evening. I really feel him.
Fantastic thoughts. Thank you so much. Nkechi says, strike when the iron is hot. Fantastic. Please, all of you, give yourselves a round of applause. And that I would be, building the conversation this evening based on the key learnings, right? Kume said, number one, he should have quit. He didn't, putting that side by side what Usain mentioned, Prince, he said he didn't have an exit strategy. That's one. Nkechi thinks strike when the iron is hot. So those 3 points have to do with knowing when to exit, knowing when to pivot. Then number two, he didn't own the platform. Right, you can't be, I can almost, the thought that is coming to mind is that Bible story, the rich man, the wise man and the foolish man. One built his house on the rock, the other one built his hand on the platform is not your own. You are just pleasuring and enjoying life and earning money. But thank God he was wise. And yes, Usain, his other business is doing well today. In fact, he's doing very well. Some people would have gone to jump from third mainland, into the ocean when that happened, but he's doing very well today. So that's number two. He didn't own the platform. You can't take, some of these things for granted. As a career professional, I'm in HR, right? I'm supposed to love people, but I tell people that the business doesn't necessarily care about you. The business cares about the value that you bring. The moment you stop being valuable, sorry, that's the very hard truth. Some people think I'm mean. In fact, they gave me a nickname, Margaret Thatcher, but it's okay. But it's really all about the returns at the end of the day. Then someone said, I think it was Kume as well, he didn't have good people advising him. As a career professional, you cannot become that high impact person alone. The career journey is not one that you take alone. Who is in your corner? If I were to scroll through your contacts, who will I see? Right? Will I see mentor this, sponsor this, coach this, right? This professional, do an audit of your contacts, right? 50% should be people in your corner, in your circle, holding your hand, hyping you as you go along this career journey. The career journey is not one to take alone. You can shorten your learning curve if you have the right people in your corner, right? If he had the right person, in his corner and he's open to learning, right, he probably would have sold and cashed out, before, that incident happen, then finally anybody can make the mistake. It can happen to anybody. Like I always say, God forbid is not a strategy. Some of us will be doing like this, right? It's not a strategy, so it can happen to anybody, right? Thank you again for those brilliant thoughts. I'll go back to sharing my slide just so that we can put these thoughts together in the next 5 minutes. I hope to be done in 5 minutes. Okay. So yeah, so focusing on chapter 1, and people has asked me to sort of speak on the first chapter, which is debunking the myth, salary is the bribe that your employer pays you to forget your dreams, right? The truth is, first, you have to establish that you are in a career and not a job, right? For the purpose of time, I hope other speakers will pick it up, or you can even, when you get the book, it would distinguish for you, right? So first, a job is not your career, right? Your career can be made up of a series of jobs, but your job is not your career. You have to be clear about that. Okay, a job is a means to an end. Let me put it that way. So that's when you hear of people surviving paycheck to paycheck. You come, you show up, or what we call presenteeism. You just shall come. You're not absent. You're there, but you're not there, right? And at the end of the day, you're expecting, to get paid for that, right? If that's your attitude, you will struggle to become a high impact professional. But if your career, in your career, there is a sense of purpose, right? So you know that it's a journey, right? There's a sense of purpose. You are hungry to give back. And I'll be very honest with you. It's okay if you start off with, just surviving paycheck to paycheck, just having a job, showing up and all that. But as you grow, as you develop as a professional, you have to embrace entrepreneurship. And that's what Brother Favor has explained to us so clearly in the first chapter. Entrepreneurship is about ownership. Just like an entrepreneur will come with a business idea, he will invest capital, he will invest his time, resources, land, and all those things they taught us in basic economics, right? As a career professional, right, you must be an entrepreneur. And what does it mean? It means that there is some stake, right? If your company is not making enough money, you would be sad, so to speak. You'll be worried, right? If you think that even if the company is okay, and this could vary based on the size of your organization, this might be more relatable for people working in startups and mid to large organizations. But even if you work with the multinational, I always say, what's the line of sight? Right? We should be able to trace your contribution. If you are a front office person, for instance, and all your job is to smile at all the visitors coming to the office, you can make you can crunch some data to give insights to your manager about the kind of people come. If it's a walk-in business, people are coming to buy things, you can bring insights from the number of people, the time that they come, right? And there are things that you can do. So I always say, find the line of sight with what you are doing to how your company makes money, how your company keeps the customers happy, the efficiency of your processes, and the people, right? So I would leave that as that. Then secondly, to be an entrepreneur or a high impact person, you need to be able to create value beyond your job role. I always say this is true for career people as it is true for business people. Money flows in the direction of value. You are only as valuable, right, as the contributions you are making to that organization. And that is what will determine your worth. In HR, there's something we call job analysis. And you'll be angry. Me, I've been in this company for 5 years. My salary is 500,000. In fact, this is a true case scenario, right, that I am dealing with at the moment. We have a particular staff. He's been around for maybe about 6 years. The guy, like I said, he's showing up, right? He's just showing up and doing his job. But the business has evolved to demand much more than his capacity can bring. Okay, sometimes we call it promoting people to their level of incompetence. So he has maxed out, right? And the way it is now, his salary is, for the purpose of giving examples, 500,000, right? We had to go and get somebody that will be paid 5 times that, right, to fill that same role. So what am I saying? You're only as important as the value. The moment you stop creating value for your business, then it becomes a decline. So you have to remember that you may be getting a salary, but you must ensure that your contribution is increasing. Otherwise, the law of diminishing return will will come in after a while. So again, in addition to this, right, salary, and I think it's so important to emphasize that in relation to entrepreneurship, right? Just like an entrepreneur, the reward for entrepreneurship is what? Profit at the end of the day. For a professional, the rewards are more than profit, right? Number one, the reward is that you are trading your time to get skill. But if you stay only within the confines of your job, you will struggle to build skills, because if they say, okay, they said I should be smiling and taking records of people that come. If you stay that way within the, you might be earning money, right? But you are not building capacity. And that's one way of debunking that myth. So it doesn't mean that because you are working, you can't fulfill your dreams. Instead, your employer is paying you to be able to build capacity to fund your dream, right? So that's like flipping it the other way. You are getting money to be able to fund your dream. And how do you fund your dream? Number one, you are building capacity. And that's one of the beautiful things about working in startups. You have the opportunity to ideate, you can flip things around, you can innovate, you can test ideas, right? So as you are doing that, you are getting skills. You know how something should be done. You can tell, sort of predict the end results. And you know, if you do it this other way, you sort of know, what the outcomes would be. So that's one, you're building. Then number two, you are building relationships. Very, very bad, valuable relationship, depending on how you apply your emotional intelligence, like Ngozi mentioned. You want to be that person that people want to work with. I know of someone that says she's in a super job in a multinational right now, but it was one of her former bosses that referred her. So imagine if she had messed up that relationship, she would have, blocked a future opportunity. So in exchange of your salary, for your salary, you are building relationships. I know of people that have met their sweethearts while in paid employment, right? Then also you are building critical skills. So apart from the experience that relates directly to your job, apart from the experience that the relationships you're getting, you are also building critical skills. For instance, if Favor was not in consulting, I don't think he would have had the thought of putting this book together. And if you read the book, you would agree with me that it's a gem, right? This is knowledge that people have acquired over, years, 20, 15 years, all in one book. Why? Because he's a consultant. As a consultant, there's a way your mind works, right? You learn communication. He talked about it, right? You learn how to present. You learn how to sell your ideas. A number of people have brilliant ideas, but they are struggling because they don't know how to communicate it in a way that will get the attention, right, of the stakeholder. So those are just three benefits. So you can see that your salary is really the smallest thing that your employer can pay you. Your employer is giving you capacity to build yourself. I always tell members of your team, don't ever leave a job until you have built capacity that can attract 10x, right, of your current salary. Don't just say you're leaving a job because someone wants to add 20,000 to your salary. It's not worth it. Stay, learn, right, to increase your earnings significantly. And finally, you acquire financial intelligence. So with the little that you are getting, some people might argue, but your take home is not, my take home is not taking me home, right? But it depends on your knowledge about money. How are you turning it around? How are you investing, right? How are you saving? So basically, in summary, and I'm rounding up now, that's high impact. How do you position for high impact? Number one, your mindset must be that of someone who wants to contribute. So it has to do with your orientation. How do you see this job? Are you just here for the salary at the end of the day, or you are here with the mindset that this is long-term, this is an opportunity for me to develop myself, this is an opportunity for me to develop my capacity. Then also your skill sets. So what core technical skills do you have? Your technical skills are those skills that relate directly to the job, right? So if you are in customer service, for instance, what skill sets do you have? How are you building it over time? Then also to position for high impact, you need to leverage time. I always tell people, let time on your job add value, right? There are some people that have spent 5 years on their jobs and they are dipping down the value line. In other words, they don't have market value anymore because all they have in that 5 years is 1 year experience. Imagine a teller at the bank. We know these customer service people at the bank. Imagine someone doing that for 10 years. Is there really additional skill? Except the person is intentional and going out of their way to see how other departments works, maybe making friends with people in other departments, internal control, the forex decks and all of that. But for that person at the teller, if all the person is doing is tellering, the person is not leveraging time. So ensure that on your job, you are either learning or you are earning. If you are not doing either of them, then it's time, like Alex Onya, to reevaluate and know when to pivot. Then you must be able to leverage resources. And what are the resources? Number one, invest in yourself. When you collect your salary, no matter how small, if your salary is 50,000, right? In fact, minimum wage now is much more than that. But let me even pick a worst case scenario of salary 50,000, put aside a percentage of it and commit to personal development. That even if it's an online course, right? The certificates in quote, the paper may not really count, but the change of mind, the orientation, the way your thinking is broadened, right, would be, for your benefit to prepare you for future roles. So you need to be, those are some of the resources that you have to leverage. Then you have to do what I call the CURE, like CURE. C is for cross-skilling, know a bit about everything. Then you have to skill up, prepare yourself for growth. Don't get carried, no matter how fantastic your salary is, don't get carried away. Keep your vision of your career in focus. You have to reskill. Some people are in dead careers, for want of a better word. So constantly evaluate your career against what's happening in the market, right? Then you have to expert skill. Right now, it's a global talent pool. I can hire somebody from Bangalore, right? There are people in Nigeria that are looking for jobs, but if I find someone that can do it better in Australia, in Switzerland, by all means, then leverage relationship. I talked about that before. Who is in your corner? So why are we even positioned? Why is it important? Because I also hear people say, I'm not an ambitious person. I just want to be in my corner and earn well and live a good life. The truth is the dynamics of the job market has changed, right? So you are only as valuable as you are adding value. So it's important for you to be that extra person, to have an edge over the high number of people in the labor market. So of course, there is financial rewards. And remember, the financial rewards may not necessarily be in the paycheck. Remember, it's the age of the skill set. So you may be doing everything we're talking about today, but your company still is not increasing your salary. It could be that they don't have the capacity to, right? Remember that there are other things that you can do as long as you have the discipline, right? You can build skills that you can sell to other people. Social media online has made it so easy for us. So don't say that, oh, okay, because I said the more you learn, the more you earn, and your company is not, your salary has been the same for 3 years, so you should leave. Not necessarily. You can't set up structures that will be generating multiple income streams or passive income for you. Then, of course, accelerated career advancement, right? There's increased job security, then finally personal fulfillment and growth. So this is where I'll be rounding up. I hope that you have learned one or two things. I would like to hear in the chat based on this, what you'll be doing differently to position yourself as a high impact professional. You may be there already, that's fine, right? You just need to, as you get the book, apply the thoughts, that are highlighted in the book. And if you are not there, what steps are you going to take to position yourself for high impact? Then in concluding, there's a quote I love from Maya Angelou. she says, whatever you want to do, if you want to be great at it, you have to love it and be able to make sacrifices for it. So you have to love what you do. It may not be what you want to do, but remember I said it's a journey. So you have to be able to make sacrifices for your career to become that high impact professional. Thank you so much, everyone. And I hope that you have gained some thoughts. Over to you, Nengi.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Mrs. Elizabeth. This is actually a masterclass on HR. To be very honest and pragmatic, this is a masterclass on HR, and we want to say thank you so much. So much nuggets shared, so much takeaways. Like I was writing and writing and writing. Thank you so much. I mean, thank you so much. It felt like we should just let you keep talking. All right, without further ado, please permit me to introduce our next speaker. We're actually running behind schedule, but please permit me to introduce our next speaker. Can everybody hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So without further ado, let me go ahead to introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is in the person of Mr. Joshua Ugbemi, MBA, MCIPM, FCA, ACTI. So Mr. Joshua Ugbemi is the Chief Executive Officer at Beckley Consulting Limited. Beckley Consulting is involved in business and workforce learning and development, outsourced labor management, and affordable solutions for small and medium enterprises. Mr. Ugbemi had a successful career in Total Nigeria PLC that spanned over 24 years, wow, over 2 decades. He left Total in 2012 as General Manager, Human Resources. He was part of the company's Executive Management Committee and in charge of human resource policy formulation and implementation. Earlier, he was the final accounts manager of Total for about 7 years and was responsible for the integrity of the company's financial statements and tax computations in collaboration with external auditors. He participated in several learning and development programs locally and international, including International Management Seminar, HEC, School of Management, Paris, driving world-class performance in organizations, Informa Africa, Building Business Strategy Program, Leadership and Vision Limited. Mr. Ugbemi is a resource person for the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Nigeria, ICANN, and a subject matter expert in the formulation of the Institute's annual training programs. He has also conducted training for multinationals and Nigerian companies, including Ernst & Young, EY, PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, Dangote, Deloitte, Lafarge, amongst others. He is passionate to see organizations grow into their full potential. Ladies and gentlemen, please, it is my honor to invite our next speaker in the person of Mr. Joshua Ugbemi. Welcome, sir, and the stage is yours. Please, you have 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Please, sir, unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yes. Let me start with this short story. Just today, this morning, we had a meeting, a CITN meeting. CITN is Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. We are planning a dinner, an annual dinner scheduled for November 16th. And then we have a lead paper presenter that we have contacted, and the lead paper presenter has accepted. But at our meeting today, when we're discussing, one of the issues that came is, how do you expect somebody to present the paper for 30 minutes when you have spent 3 days, to prepare? And so there was some debate around it. I told them that, look, even if you prepare a paper for 5 years, you can present anything you want to present in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, in 20 minutes, in 3 hours. It just depends on you. In fact, for a high impact professional, the ability to manage your time critically is essential. Because if you have prepared your paper and you notice that the time you have, even if the time is reduced, not talk of when you are told in advance, you should be able to prepare, make your presentation within the allotted time. I want to start with it because I've noticed that the trend among a lot of people is not to be conscious of the time that you are given. It's important as part of the training that we expect people to get. Having said that, let me go straight to the presentation. I'll be sharing some personal examples and stories as we go ahead. Favor is quite new to me, and I'm not too surprised that he came up with this with his wife. From what I've known about them, I know that some things greater than this will be on their way. Don't be surprised. This is the beginning of better things that will come. And I enjoyed the last speaker, and when he made the popular slogan, "Our pay cannot take us home." You know, it was a slogan that was popularized by unionists in those days. I worked in a very unionized environment. But do you know what we were responding to them at that time? If your pay cannot take you home, it means your pay has brought you to the office. So remain in the office and continue to work. If it cannot take you home, I would have thought that the slogan should be, your pay cannot bring you to the office. And so that will keep you at home. But if the fact that it cannot take you home, then fine. Once it has brought you to the office, they'll be in the office and start working. That's a joke, but it's very interesting. I like to also mention one of the things the speakers say, which I enjoyed, that your career is different from your job. I'm taking it from here because I have had example, I've had occasion to counsel someone who is in a job but not in a career. So you need to be in a career. What is your career? You have to identify it and differentiate it if you want to be a high impact professional. There's this young guy that I was counseling. He's into HR from his documentation, from his certification and all that. That's what he was doing. But the work he was far from HR and has been there for some years. And I told him, you are in a job, you're not in a career. What is your career? What are you pursuing? After this job, what else? What next? Can you grow in this field that you're in? You know, and there are many young people, unfortunately, who, because of the challenges of getting employment today, are into jobs and not career. I want to believe that those who buy this book and read it, they will know the difference and begin to navigate towards a career that they can build upon, that they can grow in, that they can advance in, that can help them and eventually become entrepreneurs, as the case may be. Okay, now. The entrepreneurial mindset, unlocking the capital within. You know, when you hear the word entrepreneur, it looks strange because what we have all around us, entrepreneurship, entrepreneur, everywhere. The richest men are entrepreneurs. The greater entrepreneurial mindset. That is what we are used to seeing. So when I read this book and I say, wow, people has delved into an area that has not been really common. Not common in the sense that the author or the authors are looking at productivity, high impact, empowerment from the point of view of the employee. But the beauty of it is that, like I told Favor, this book is not only useful for professionals, it's not only useful for employees, but also very important to employers. I will even think that this book should be, the marketing of this book should be towards employers who should be interested in getting their employees to read this book. It's a book that I want every employer to have in the library, you know, for free, for employees to read, because it's a book that's encouraging productivity, encouraging growth mindset, encouraging a lot of things from the employee's point of view. It's a book that makes the employee not to appear helpless. A lot of workers, they don't care to know whether the company is doing well or not. What they're interested in is their paycheck. Once the paycheck comes, they're happy. If it doesn't come, they don't do anything. But look at what the authors have done. They try to define what is entrepreneurship. No, we are used to entrepreneur, risk-taking, invention, thinking of a business, what somebody has done, improving on it, identify pain point, all the things that you think about in entrepreneurship. They happen in entrepreneurship also. The basic difference between an entrepreneur and an intrapreneur is the fact that the intrapreneur is working from within a large organization. He's an employee. You know, so the risk is taking is within the organization, whereas an entrepreneur is taking an external risk with his capital, with his money. If he doesn't, entrepreneur can. It's also taking some risk on here is that in entrepreneurship, according to the author, we should be careful in the risks that we take, knowing that and we are not infallible. So whatever situation, whatever option we are coming up, whatever idea we are coming up with, that because of God, because we are not infallible, it is possible that it's not the best. So when we come up with some ideas are not followed, we should not see it as an issue. It should not be for that or some other years. So an entrepreneur, like an entrepreneur, takes risks, but the risk of entrepreneur is within. What it means is when you are taking to encourage your employer to do certain things in the interest of the company. The employer may not see it, but a high impact professional will not be discouraged, like Favor was not. Like he said, he tried it some places, it wasn't working. He didn't give up. And I can tell you that Favor worked with me, and one of the benefits, one of the things I will remember him for is not even about the quality of his job, but about his entrepreneurship. So I see it as writing a book on what he's best at. You know, what he's best at is it's not from the blues. He has the experience. Favor came into Berkeley Consulting, and before then, we were not into training, but he saw that there was value and we should be into training. I can tell you, I owe it entirely to him that today, training is one of our major source of business in Berkeley Consulting. I owe that to him. Discusses, we said a high impact. He's not a high impact worker. He's not a high impact employee. He's a high impact professional. So be sure that you're a professional. Be sure that you're in a profession. It is when you're in a profession that you can then develop it and become a high impact professional. Now, taking initiative, you have to be proactive. You have to identify opportunities. Now, how can you be proactive in an establishment where after work at 5, you go home and you sleep, and you don't think about anything? You don't think about the business. How can you be proactive? So entrepreneurship requires that you think about your work every day, how to improve on that job. You must go beyond your job description, like previous speaker said. Going to acquire skills. Let me tell you another story. Some years back, I was in the north, and then I was a branch accountant in a company. We had a laboratory technologist who was in the lab. At that time, there was not much work for the lab technologists. She was always coming to my office to let her do some accounting things, even though she's not an accountant. But with her science background and her quantitative aptitude, we were able to let her do a lot of things, you know, with me. And she was so hardworking, working as a lab technologist and coming to assist the accountant, even though that was not her job description. But you know what? The result of that work earned her promotion to senior manager very quickly. Her peers, her peers who were not like that, who were restricted to their job descriptions, who would complain that they were doing too much work, did not get that kind of promotion that she got. So I wasn't surprised. So what Favor and his wife are telling us here is that if you are an entrepreneur in an organization, you stand the chances of being promoted, of getting more. You don't have to be an entrepreneur when you are promoted to a high So to think in that employer is risk carefully and wisdom or the organization. Then the automation ownership mindset not talk about ownership mindset. Why? Because this is missing today in several to give them naira and kobo. But ownership better, and so you need to look at it from different perspectives. How can I improve on it? How can it be better? You are not just looking at any salary. You are even seeing how can the company pay our salary this month if jobs are not forthcoming. And so you are doing a lot of things to make sure that the business remains. And as you do that, you benefit from it. You benefit in terms of recognition. You benefit in terms of the skills you are learning. You benefit in several other ways. And finally, let me also say that without entrepreneurship, it is difficult to come out of a paid employment and be an entrepreneur. It is difficult because most successful entrepreneurs today who migrated from paid employment to being their own bosses and setting up their own businesses are people who have worked hard as employees, who are entrepreneurs in the establishment, who are high impact professionals in their company. And so now followed and established their own business after the employment. So you can see the advantages in being a high impact professional. So I want to congratulate the authors for this employee, but also very much to employers and employees. Thank you for your attention. Hello, are you there? Hello.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. We can hear you. Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful, wonderful session. Thank you so much for letting us know Mr. Gisi's contribution to your organization. It shows us that he's not just sharing knowledge that he hasn't actually utilized. He's sharing practical, pragmatic skills and knowledge that he has also utilized and seen results. Thank you very, very much, sir, for that wonderful session. So once again, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who has joined us, during the course of these other speakers. I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for joining this webinar and book launch session. We are grateful for your presence. Thank you so, so much. So without further ado, please permit me to introduce our last speaker for the webinar and book launch, in the person of Dr. Edward Agbai. So quickly, let me introduce him. Dr. Edward Agbai, PhD, MSc, FIIA, FCIIA, ARB, is a dynamic and multifaceted professional with extensive backgrounds in engineering, project management, governance, and leadership. As a dedicated advocate for continuous learning, Dr. Agbai has established himself as a respected author, researcher, and thought leader in his fields. He has contributed to the global body of knowledge through his authorship and co-authorship of 11 books, along with over 50 peer-reviewed articles published in both national and international journals. Dr. Agbai holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Management, specializing in leadership and organizational change. His academic journey also includes a master's degree in project management from Walden University in Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA, and a postgraduate certificate in project management from the University of Liverpool. Complementing his advanced degrees, he holds a higher national diploma in electrical engineering from Rivers State Polytechnic, Bori, Nigeria, and a diploma in business administration from the Academy of Learning and Career College, Saskatoon campus. Throughout his career, Dr. Agbai has demonstrated a commitment to excellence in leadership and governance. He is currently running for City Council office in Saskatoon, Canada, where he aims to bring his leadership skills and project management expertise to serve the community. His dedication to lifelong learning and his passion for contribution to the advancement of organizational leadership practices make him an influential figure in both academic and professional circles. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to invite our last speaker for the book launch and webinar today, in the person of Dr. Edward Agbai. Doctor, thank you very much. The stage is yours. 15 minutes up.
Okay, thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thanks for having me. And congratulations to Igesi and Ngozi for your book. Like he said, I'm running for elections, so I'm just coming from campaigns. So you forgive me, I don't have slides to share, but I will have some words to say. I'm actually talking about navigating office politics. But before I start, I have two things I want to share with all participants here. First, like they said, I'm committed to lifelong learning. And I will tell you that if you commit to lifelong learning, you will never go wrong. So I encourage everybody on this call to commit to lifelong learning. It doesn't matter the area you choose. Commit to lifelong learning, it makes you current, it makes you relevant. The second thing I want to say is that understand the impact of AI on your job, on your sector, on your field. If you don't do that, AI will overtake you. So it's better you understand AI and leverage as it evolves. That way you become relevant. Those are the two things I want to say. And I'm talking about navigating organizational politics. One of the things Favor and his wife was talking about is about seeking mentorship and leading by example. Early on in my career, a little about myself, I spent some time in ANI, what you call RGP in Nigeria. And early on in my career, I sought mentorship. One of the things you do with seeking mentorship is that you leverage on their own experiences. Don't wait for mentors to seek you out. In mentorship, you seek out mentors, you reach out to them. One of the things you do is that you leverage on their experiences and you don't repeat their mistakes. That means that's when they say you stand on the shoulders of giants. So I had lots of mentors in my early years, so I understood the company I was going into. So I encourage you, as part of this book, in reading this book, to seek out mentors and lead by example. Don't wait to do other people's example. Lead by your own example. Those examples that you lead, which are yours, other mistakes, are relatable, and you can talk about them because they are about lived experiences. And I write about my lived experience every time I write about. So that's the opening statement I want to make about navigating office politics. The second one is about understanding organizational culture. And I'll break it into two parts. I'll give two examples so that you understand. I'll give Dangote and where Oga Joshua Ogbemi talked about from Total. Let me talk about Dangote. Dangote is Dangote is an international company, but it's a national company in the context of Nigeria. Dangote comes from the north, and there are unique culture that Dangote is known about, and he brings that unique culture to his organization. So assuming you are from other regions of the country, you are coming with your own culture, and establishes Dangote refinery in Lagos. Lagos has its own unique culture. So he's bringing the culture from the north and that unique culture. So there is a cultural blend, what we call cultural integration of the two cultures. And the people that work there come with their own unique culture, but they must adapt to these two sometimes competing and conflicting cultures that seeks to integrate in the unit called Dangote industry. So if you are working there, first you need to understand the unique culture of the founder, of the CEO, and the culture of the place where the plant is sited. That way, you understand what the unique culture of that organization is. And you use that to understand, because if you don't understand the organizational culture, you can't navigate office politics. So the bottom line is first to understand the culture of that place. That is about organizational culture in context of a national company. In the context of an international company like Total, Total came from France. There's a French culture. There's also the Nigerian culture. In the case of Dangote, it's about the Northern culture and the Western culture that is intertwined in the overall culture. It becomes like a Nigerian culture. But in the case of Total, there is a French culture and there is also a Nigerian culture. And there is this integration in Total. So you see some mix of French culture and Nigerian culture in Total. So the organizational culture you will see and the work ethics you will see in Total will be quite different from the work ethics you will see in Dangote. So if you don't understand this culture, you can't navigate the politics, because it is when you know. I give you an example. We present cola in Nigeria during marriage, but cola is a taboo in Ghana. So if you don't understand this cultural context and how it influences organization, you can't really understand the thin line in fine politics. And Favor was able to break down what those politics are. But the underlying factor is the organizational politics that you need to understand, whether in the context of national organization or international organization. And you can extrapolate that into multinational companies and all the rest. Especially if it is from one country, we have two countries that own that company and all the rest. So understand organizational politics, or understand organizational culture as a bedrock for navigating organizational office politics. The second one I want to talk about in understanding politics is talking about timing in the organization. Maybe I give an example, I'll give you two examples. Access Bank took over Diamond Bank. If as at the time you entered that company was when those discussions were going on, where Access Bank is talking about acquiring Diamond Bank. If you entered when that organization is, it's not for you to say, oh, I just came to this company, I beg, maybe allow me, I want to grow. You may never see merger in your work life again. So even if you just came into that company at that time and there is a merger, there's an acquisition taking place, you must put on your cap. For those, I encourage your young minds, when you are in such a situation, go early to work and close late. Because the discussions start before work and it starts after. It's not within the day. Because they run the normal cycle of work. For those fine discussions about where the bottlenecks are discussed after work. So that is my advice for that. Okay, let me give you for an engineering company. Assuming there is a major walkover of a turbine. I'm an electrical engineer. You may never see walkover of a turbine for another 10 years if you stay in that plant, because those walkovers don't come always. Assuming you came in and there's a walkover, and they ask you to stay for a whole month in that plant, I employ you, stay the whole month in that plant. That is when you understand that machine and you become an expert. And organizational politics is tied to reliability, about advancing your career. How else can you advance your career as an engineer than seeing them break a turbine and recouple it together? You know that machine, you can talk about it. Because you came into that opportunity. So the window I'm saying is that understand the timing. If you understand the timing, you understand lots of things. So if there are major decisions being taken in your organization, ensure that you pay detailed attention. If possible, that is when you should keep a journal. That is when you should update your diary every day. So if you are in a paid employment and there's office politics to do, two things: seek out mentors. The next one, understand the fine line of the organizational politics. And then the third one, look out for those jobs that are beyond your scope and understand the context. Because you will grow into that role of that person that is struggling in 5 years or 7 years or 10 years, as the case may be. If you are coming in new, tomorrow you may be the manager. So once you understand that, when you see those problems, you smile. So in conclusion, I would say, for you to navigate office politics, first, seek out mentors, because they are the barbers of the office politics, that people playing it. So if they are your mentors, you hear lots of secrets. The second one, understand the organizational politics and the context of growth of the organization, whether it is an emerging organization, whether it has plateaued, it is leveling, it has reached its peak, it is declining. You understand that, and the organizational culture will tell you how they are navigating those plans. And then thirdly, if there are mergers, acquisitions, walkovers, and change in policies and programs, pay detailed attention to that. If you do that, you will likely become a high impact professional, and you will use that to grow your brand. I hope I've been able to speak to your mind. I don't have slides to share, but what I have shared in the last 6-7 minutes are what I've acquired in the last 25 years. Some of the lessons I have learned. And believe me, if you take these three dynamics, those components have a meeting line. They have points of intersections in understanding your organizational politics. I'm open for your questions. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, Doc. What a wonderful session. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but I have to also say this. Dr. Bai is my mentor too. So whenever he speaks, my face always lights up because it's another time for me to drink again. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful and impactful session. At this point in time, please, I would employ every single person, if we can, if you happen to be in a place where your background is less noisy, can we just unmute our mics and say a very wonderful thank you to all our three speakers? Can we just do that in a few seconds, please? Everyone, if you don't mind, just say thank you for your impact to all our speakers. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Elizabeth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to our speakers.
Sir, thank you, Mara, for your
Thank you
impact.
so much.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
ma'am. It was so impactful.
Thank you,
For the
everyone.
insights.
All our speakers. Thank you.
Dalu, obrigada. Grado.
Thank you so much to all our speakers. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so quickly, we have press for time, so we are just going to take 5 questions, and each question should just be like, say, 15 to 20 seconds, please. And
if you can hear me, because of our time, we might just be able to take just 2 questions. What we'll do is we'll make sure we'll collate all questions and then share with other persons. But for now, because of our time, let's just take 2 questions. Thank you.
All right, 2 questions. All right, 2 questions. So please, 2 questions. Just keep it short and simple. And then if you want a particular speaker to answer your question, if it's directed to a particular speaker, please specify so we don't waste time. Thank you very much. First question, please. Anyone who's going first?
Hello, thank you to all the speakers. My name is Ebiki. My question goes to Dr. Edward. I'd like to know how you talked about was he the one who spoke about it? Sorry, I don't want to miss the speaker, but in the course of the speaking, so one of the speakers spoke about the career, how you don't know how to navigate your career. I want to talk to that particular speaker, ask a question. How do I know? Okay. I'm having a particular...
I think this question will be directed to Mrs. Elizabeth.
Okay. I'm studying a particular course, but I'm not working on that field. I'm kind of confused which career path to take. How do I handle that?
All right, Miss Elizabeth, if you can hear me. I don't know if you got the question.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much. Thank you. Was Okay, that was Abiki that asked the question. All right,
Yes.
so well done. Well done. It's good to know that you are studying in a particular line. So the good thing about the now of work is that it's skill-based, no longer certificate-based. So you can study food and nutrition and work as a data analyst. So that's the beautiful thing about now. So what I would encourage you to do is you may need to sit with a coach. So please ask Gesie for my contact. I'll be happy to work with you to be able to identify, I call it PSVs. So we should be able to find an alignment between your passion, your skill set, and what the market currently needs. So with that intersection, you can position yourself as a high impact professional in a career that is relevant for the now of work. So please, because of time, let's have a one-on-one and we'll close out on that. I hope that helps.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Nengi.
All right. So thank you very much. Without wasting your time, one last question, please. Anybody? One more question before we go to the last item on the event list. One more question, please. Who's next? No question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay. Hello. So, how can I get the book? You're going to get Mr. Abel.
Okay.
You're going to get the book. The link is going to be forwarded to you, so that you can get the book right away. Mr. Gacy, if you can just help send the link to Mr. Abel right away, and it's going to be provided even in the comment section while we're still live on the webinar. All right.
Okay, Nikki, sorry to interject. I don't know if Edwin Nze wants to speak. I think he was unmuted at some point.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think one of the things I just saw, mine is just a contribution based on the presentations and all that. I think one of the things I also look at it, the career thing is, or one of the things I feel that should be addressed is that fear. Because you see, when people say they want to take a change or a switch from one area to the other, there is that fear of uncertainty ahead of you. So I can just imagine saying, I'm resigning my job to move to something else, or what you're not sure of, but that's what you have passion for. So how do we manage, or how are those things managed? I think those things come into play too in that career decisions, because it's not as straightforward. So I feel that should be looked into as well, and for those that are making them presentations or advising in terms of career, because it can be very panicky sometimes. That's what I think. Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you very, very much. That was very, very insightful. Thank you so much. Addressing fear. Thank you very, very much. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to waste any more of your time. We are currently at the launch proper. Right now, we're going to call on our first speaker to give a very brief closing remark and also launch the book. And then we'll go to the next speaker, and then we'll go to third speaker, and then we'll have the floor open for everyone to launch this book and support our friend and our brother on this wonderful project called the High Impact Professional. Thank you very much. And the mic is yours, Mrs. Elizabeth. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Nengi. Wow, it's been such an awesome evening. From the comments, I can tell, no doubt, that everyone has gotten value. So what I just want to say is, Favor and Ngozi have worked on a tool that can supercharge your growth. There is no reason why anybody on this call should be struggling or have unanswered questions when it comes to the aspect of career. So I have bought my copy. I bought 4 copies. I bought for my teammates. So please do well. It's the process is seamless. Just click, go to seller. You can pay. There are multiple payment options. It's 4,500 for a copy. So please, we are getting into the festive seasons. This is an opportunity for you to buy for your teammates, buy for your spouse, even that your boss that doesn't like you. Please buy and gift somebody this book. It can definitely turn turn someone's life around. This is years of learning, years of experience, put together in this golden treasure. So please take the opportunity. The link is in the chat box. Click on it. In 2 minutes, you'll be done. And please share with as many people as possible. So congratulations again, Ngozi and Favor. And thank you to everyone on this call. For you to be here by this time, it's nothing but love for the authors. So we thank you and we appreciate you. Congratulations again, and cheers to your career success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, I will get 3 copies of the book. And then I will, I think Favor should send one to my house in Port Harcourt. I don't know. Can I get it online or a digital copy as well? Or is
That's very possible.
okay. So, but this one, is it only digital or hard copy?
Just digital, e-copy.
Oh, this is just digital. Okay. Okay. So, which means I can't. I like the physical. I'm old generation. I would have loved 1 copy in my house to keep it in my library in Port Harcourt. And then, but I'll buy 3. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Nengi, over to you. You can call the last speaker. All right. I think Mr. Nengi has a bit of network issues and he had to drop out. So while we're waiting for him to join, I think we'll just call on the last speaker to hear what he has to say with respect to the book and also how it's going to be launching also. Mr. Ogbimi, if you can hear me.
Oh, so 8 o'clock. Oh, Jesus, you are the work.
ABA, please, you can help mute your mic. Thank you. Mr. Ogbimi, if you can hear me. Okay, thank you so much. I think Ogbimi also having a bit of network issues. So if you're going to be supporting you can just raise your hand electronically and then I'll call you out. I can see on the chat box we have, hold on, let me just read. Okay, we have Kume. Kume is supporting with getting 5 copies of the book. Wow, that's a lot. Thank you so much, Kume. We really, really appreciate this. If you want to support, if you want to purchase this book, we already have the link displayed on our screen, and then you can just raise your hand electronically for us to hear you and how you'll be supporting this book. Thank you. Okay, I think some of us are prefer dropping it on the chat. I can see Ogochukwu is saying she's going to be getting 3 copies. Thank you so much for that. So we can just click on the link. Whoa. We can just click on the link. I'll be dropping it again. The link to purchase, it's very simple. In less than 1 minute, you actually be able to get as many copies as you want. So you just click on the link, type the number of copies you want to get, and then ASAP you would get it on your emails. Okay, I can see that Edwin Inse is going to support and be getting this book, 20 copies. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, sir. We really, really, really do appreciate. So I'll be dropping the link again on the chat. Just click on it. In less than a minute, you would be able to access this book in less than a minute. Be able to access this book on Seller. All right. Thank you so much, Fola Shade. We really, really appreciate. All right, Nengi is back. So Nengi, over to you. Some persons have dropped on the chat the number of copies they'll be getting. I think I'll just want to read over again. We have Kume who says going to get 5 copies. Ogochukwu is going to get 3 copies. Edwin Inze is going to get 20 copies. And then, yes, so I'll be dropping the link again. Apologies for the delay. I'll be dropping the link now. Nengi, over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Please, I'm so sorry, technical glitches, they happen, in this part of the world too often. So thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, apologies, Nengi. Yes, so the link has been dropped on the chat, so you can just click on it in less than 1 minute. You'll get access to the book. Thank you. Thank you, over to you.
All right, thank you very much. I don't know, has our second speaker and our third speaker spoken yet while my network was having some glitch?
Okay, I think our second speaker had a bit of network issues, so he dropped out. So we're hoping that he'll come back, but then you can go ahead.
All right, so without further ado, I want to also ask sorry? Okay, so I want to call on our third speaker. I don't know, has Doc been able to say anything yet? Doc, please, if you haven't, please, the stage is yours. Closing remarks.
Yes, Nengi, he has. That's Mr. Agbai, he has, yes.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So I think at this point, any closing statements, any comments, any remarks for Mr. Gacy and the wife, the co-author, for this wonderful project that you've put together. That will be the time. Please, comments, remarks, please let's just have them in the next 1 minute. 1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, who's going first, please? You can have like 2, 3. Anyone? Comments, closing remarks? Anyone?
Okay, I think Sia's hand is raised. Sia, over to you.
All right, thank you so much. Please confirm if you can hear me, please.
Yes, please, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you so much. This was what my an hour 46 minutes now. Yeah, I just thought to throw that in, and I'm super duper excited. And I believe both of them are actually inspirations to. I choose to go this light to those of us that singles that intended to get married, because there's nothing that beats when you have a shared vision as a couple. So I want to commend them on that, building this. And like one of the speakers highlighted, I believe that there's
Hi,
really
Sia. Your voice is a bit low. You want to raise it a bit?
Oh, all right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
Then, all right. So that's about it. So I'm believing that this is going to be like a really transformational journey for whoever that's going to eat it. And this is not about them just talking. They've actually walked the talk. I'm privileged to be Ngozi's colleague, and I've seen how much growth she has, exuded and also inspired me. Yeah, I thought to throw that in also. And I believe that this is going to be, something to watch out. Like they are literally going to be a force to reckon with the HR industry in the years to come. So this is me saying hearty congratulations once again on the launch of the book. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sia, for your comments and remarks. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for your comments in the comment section, Olayinka and everyone. We are so grateful for having everyone here. And please also try as much as possible to share the link with loved ones, refer this book. It's a very wonderful material for personal growth too. Also in and off the organizational space. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, we want to pass the mic to the author and the co-author for them to give us their closing remarks and vote of thanks before we call it a day. Mr. Gacy and the co-author, Mrs. Gacy, over to you. Thank you. So can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can actually hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, Jesse, can you hear me? I'm not quite sure now. I don't know if you're speaking. Your mic is mute. Jesse, your mic is muted, please. Jesse, please, can you unmute your mic? Jesse, please, can you unmute your mic? Your mic is muted.
Hello. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, please, loud and clear. Loud and clear.
All right. Can you hear me now? Confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, my apologies. I was muted while I was talking. So I want to say thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for giving us your time and thank you for giving us your resources. We are very much grateful for you spending your time here with us. This book, we believe, is going to have a great impact in the life of so many, including ourselves. And we pray that this book also goes global. So thank you. You can get this book by clicking the link in the chat box. It's on Seller. It's very seamless. You can easily pay. You can pay with your card. You can pay via bank transfer. And we appreciate all of you that has given your time to purchase already. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. To our speakers, thank you so much. You nailed it. You were apt on every aspect you touched. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And for us, it's good night and thank you.
Okay, quickly, Mrs. Ngozi Louis, please. 2 seconds. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really want to say a big thank you to everyone that has joined us today. Thank you to everyone that has contributed, that has bought the book, that has, even to our speakers, it's as if we should just go on and on and on and on and on. We really, really, really do appreciate. So I would still say the High Impact Professional is more than just a book. Sincerely, it is more than just a book. It's a guide to becoming the best version of yourself as a professional in your workspace, even in your business, actually. So it's not just for the career people, for people into business. This is a book you want to read, you want to get for yourself. So whether you're managing a team, you're managing complex relationships, or you're just trying to even balance your personal life, your professional demands, this book is for you. So I encourage you to grab a copy, not just for yourself. You don't want to be stingy, not just for yourself. Share this, spread this to your colleagues, to your friends, even your family. Like Mr. Gbemi said, it's not just even for you as employees or as professionals. Even employers actually need this book to strive in the workspace. So thank you, everyone. And I wish all of us a good night rest. And thank you once again for joining in. Over to you, Nengi.
All right, all right. Thank you to everyone, to all our speakers, Mrs. Elizabeth Nia, Mr. Joshua Albimi, and Dr. Edo Dabai. We are really, really grateful for your time and for the impact. Thank you to every single person for your time and for your resources, for cheering us on. We're grateful. And from me, my name is Samuel Nengi Jeremiah, your host for today. And here's us signing out from this webinar and book launch of the High Impact Professional. And it's good night and God bless you all. Cheers.